But anyway.
All right. So I don't know how to address this, but before we jump into the matches, do we want to address the... I don't know how to word this, but do you want to address the situation of where we were sitting?
Oh, well, I was going to throw that into the thing, but at some point, I'll start with an outrider on this show tonight. I don't mean to upset or offend anybody at all at APW, but I will have a few controversial comments tonight, much to the chagrin of my two colleagues here tonight. But I've said I'm going to say it as I saw it. So it may or may not make me popular. I'm not overly popular with the young ones anyway, so I don't think it really matters. But if we're going to address that issue, I probably should. Let me be the bad guy here.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
No. I'm toning it down. I'm not saying what I said in the car. Nothing at all about that, or not much. However, when you purchase 3 ringside seats, front row, and admittedly, it's not a king's fortune or anything, but $75 between us for 3 seats, and you cannot see one bit of the action because there was at one point up to 6 people in front of you with cameras and video cameras and mobile phone cameras on a stick and all that sort of stuff. And even when you politely ask one of them, look, I'm sorry, I really cannot see anything at all. And they go, yeah, and do nothing about it. And, fair to say, it was a fair part of our side of the ring that was covered in black-clad leggings, which was nice to look at. But, seriously, we paid to go and see the matches and ended up having to move into the second and third row on another side of the ring just to be able to watch the matches. There's got to be a better way for them to video that, either off the stage. I mean, they've got a standing camera at we'll call it the back, but the entrance to the hall. And they've got a whole big stage area and whatever. And why you need 6 people around the ring filming and no one can actually see anything is absolutely beyond me. It really pissed me off and it upset the whole evening for me in that respect.
Yeah, but
so that's as clean a version as I'm going to get. We won't go into the version I gave you in the car. Mm-hmm. Made Anthony's glasses fog up, but I'm not. But seriously, you can't be doing that. And can I be honest enough to say it actually, as I said in the car, it put me off wanting to go to another one there.
Yeah, the first match I couldn't see absolutely anything, absolutely nothing. Like I said, thank you. On just another note, thank you, Mel, for moving us and finding us some more seats. Thank you. But I can't even really, on the first match, I can't even go into play-by-play because I honestly, between where I was sitting, the 2 bodies, the pole, and the other cameraman in front of me, I couldn't see a thing. I only know the outcome of the match because actually the announcer said, basically.
Yeah. So it's going to be very hard for us to talk much about the first match.
First match is going to be really, really hard, but Mal moved us. So
she's a good sport.
She's a great sport, and so
while we're on, should we get all the negatives out the way first? Because I think, look, we were very, very complimentary of the first show we went to, and we thought it was great, and there was a really good setup and all the rest of it. There was a couple of things on this show that I think attention to detail is really, really important. And looking after your paying audience is important because, they're the ones who keep coming back. They're the ones actually putting the cash in. They're the ones who'll bring others along. They'll promote your show, say it was a good show, whatever. I mean, we were promoting the show to that couple outside before we even went in who'd never been to a wrestling show before. And we were hyping it up for that guy and his girlfriend who ended up sitting next to us, as it turned out. But the other thing I thought, and again, call me old school, call me a dinosaur, I don't really care. But having all the wrestlers at the back at the merchandise table cheering on and yelling and screaming and carrying on like they were during some of the matches while you were probably trying to get some hype, was the most unprofessional thing I've seen. You guys are paid prize fighters. People are paying money to come and watch you wrestle. And you're in the back corner yelling and screaming and carrying on, and people are turning around to look at you and all of that. And you'd been in the ring just previously. It really, really reeked of a poor indie experience that I think APW are much better at from what we saw on the first show we went to. So
I agree.
if it was me giving advice, as someone who's promoted and been around and worked with the Americans and internationals and all the rest of it, I've got to be honest, I've never seen that before that night. I just thought that was. I understand they want to get in, they want to support their mates and create atmosphere, but that's not the way to do it. You take all the mystique away from who you are, because all of a sudden you're just another guy in the crowd sort of thing. You're not a prize fighter. You're not a professional that people are paying money to come and see. You've got to be a lot smarter than that.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said then. I mean, if you've got people paying to see you wrestle and then half an hour after you've wrestled, you're in the crowd sitting there and, and being a part of the crowd, then why would I pay you to go watch you wrestle? I'll just hang out with you in the crowd. Yeah,
like it's
and that's a business thing and a professional thing, and I agree with what you're saying there. And yeah, just think before you do stuff like that. You guys are performers. You guys are the attraction that people come and watch. It's not something you should give away for free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no problem at intermission and after the show selling your merch and signing autographs and pictures. No problem at all. But while the matches are going on, to be out there and be the cheer squad, it just looked like a bunch of kids yelling and screaming and just had no professionalism about it, no wow factor that for when you come out in your next match, because they just see you like they'd see us three, for example, now. Just another bloke in the crowd. As Mike said, you're giving everything away for nothing. There's no mystique. I mean, okay, we talk about the old days and people, the young ones hate us for it. But back in the day, you'd get your legs broken if you did that out there.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't be allowed.
You'd never work again.
Yeah, no, when I first started and we had, George and Mario and that, you weren't allowed out the front other than selling merchandise or doing fan signings. That was it. They would literally brain you out the back if you were out there yelling and screaming and cheering for another wrestler. They would, they'd probably kick you out the door and never let you.
Well, I can go back to 1976.
Yeah,
Harley Race fighting Jack Claiborne Jr. in the Dunedin Regent Theatre. I was only a young kid. And we had tickets up on the stage, so effectively ringside. They had like a stage, and they had sort of two rows either side, and the rest was sort of down like in the normal thinger. And I just saw his Harley Race peer his head just around the curtain to watch what was going on. And I went up to him to get an autograph, which I did get on the back of one of my sister's checks because we had nothing to write on. She had a checkbook back in the day. And he goes, don't let anyone see me, and stuff like that. They were, really big on all of that.
Yeah, so, that's just something from a couple of old guys that, have been around for a while, maybe just a little thing you just want to look at, as far as professionalism from talent.
Yeah. So really, a lot of it is aesthetic, i.e. the amount of people around the ring with cameras and all that, the cheer squad in the back. There are just things that are attention to detail. It's not a mate's night out. It's actually a professional performance, a show you're putting on that people are paying you up to $25 a ticket to come and see. You've got to be a little bit better than that. No disrespect to anyone, but you just got to be a bit better.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's all the negative shit out the way.